Okay, we're recording episode 7 today.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. This episode will come out after Christmas.
Yes.
So
that interesting week between Christmas and New Year's.
Yes, and I'm jealous of our future selves that they're through the gift wrapping and all of the things that come with being a mom on Christmas.
Right.
And we're heading into the new year, into 2025. I'm wearing one of our new styles today, which I'm really excited about.
Oh my gosh, this morning we tried on so many fun things that are coming out in Q1, which is
my gosh,
January, February, March.
I want every style that I tried on this morning.
So much fun.
And
Lauren, do you want to describe what you're wearing?
Well, right now I'm wearing our Cobble Hill tricolor color block, and it's our new blue velvet morning, cream, and navy. And it's so cool.
I just love it. A fun little touch on one of the bestseller Cobble Hill.
Exactly. And it still is the same, everything with pockets, and it's so cool. It's just like kind of retro vibes or something.
What else was fun from
the
morning?
waffle.
The waffle.
All the new waffle. Yeah. And that Catalina jacket that I keep talking about in gray and black.
Oh my gosh. And some new pants.
Oh,
I can't
those
wait
pants.
For pants to, to just click with people.
I know.
Like the Palm Bay pants did really well this year.
They did.
Like,
They're
there's
picking
momentum.
Up. Yes, there's momentum.
I think we have some fun ones coming out in Q1
Those waffle
next year
pants
too.
are like, they are so flattering too. The cream waffle pants I tried on, they're like
good.
They are just so comfortable. I want to wear them to Florida next week, but I don't know if I could take that sample. I don't think I can. I think we need the sample.
If you're out there.
I know. Can I borrow the waffle pants samples? They're so comfortable. Anyway, I just think that in terms of Dudley Stevens and design and all that, like we're getting into our groove or something.
Yeah.
Like we're really just finding these amazing styles.
Mm-hmm. And branching out a little bit beyond fleece. Like obviously we'll always stick to fleece, but we have
the waffle and the
waffle and the
poly.
The poly, and, we have some fun other athletic fabrics that can style.
Exactly.
Nicely.
And we have our end of season sale going on through early January. We should mention that too, because it'll still be going on when this episode comes out. Mm-hmm. And we're just trying to like clear everything out before we start 2025. So
2025, as you know, is our 10-year anniversary. So we're going to kind of start fresh, starting in the fall next year.
Yeah, we have like a relaunch. I mean, we're planning for like a relaunch of 10-year. Kind of exciting.
So,
Fun things coming. So today we thought for episode 7, we would talk about kind of a combination of questions we've received from some wonderful listeners and ladies regarding things that our parents might have done, or just kind of like our hard work ethic, and how that fits into our lives. And I thought it would be fun if I ask the questions and you can kind of start answering them, and then we can answer them together. So I'll put you on the spot.
All right. This is my favorite thing.
To be on the spot. I knew you'd love that. Okay. So, and I think this is very fun to talk about going into 2025, because we were joking, I think a few episodes ago about like everything's like new year, new you. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, what can we all do when we're as moms and as hard workers and just like in our lives to feel good about our daily lives, I feel like.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to be self-help, but
no.
Maybe you'll just feel better about yourself as you're listening.
I think it's like we like to put ourselves down so you guys can feel better about yourselves.
Exactly. So you'll feel very good about yourself after this. Okay, so I guess the first question that we love that goes back to Guy Raz from How I Built This, Guy Raz. I don't know how you say his name. And we were huge fans of his podcast.
Oh my gosh. When we first launched Dudley Stevens, we listened to it.
I was religiously. Every episode that was new with a founder, I wanted to know everything about that founder.
Yeah.
And he was such a good interviewer. But one of his questions at the end of all of his episodes, and someone asked us this, was, how do you attribute your success, and, whether or not we have, I feel like we still haven't, quote, built this, like how we built this.
Right.
Like we're still building it. We're still trying to be successful, but how do you attribute it? Do you attribute it to hard work or luck?
Yeah. This is a hard one to answer.
It's so hard to answer.
Go back and forth on it, right? I think that you can't really have luck without the hard work.
Right.
Like I think you need to put in some of the hard work
that way
before you get lucky. And I don't know, we always joke, like Lauren had mom had this amazing idea, and they started it together, and I kind of jumped in, and every time we like come into some question or challenge, Lauren's like, we're just gonna put this out there in the universe. Like,
I don't know, just put it out there and see
whether it's talking to someone or even just us talking about it.
Yep.
And for some reason, sometimes things would just click.
Manifest.
They would manifest it.
Yeah.
And sometimes they came back to us and we're like, you know,
it's weird. I know.
So
that works.
So there's a little bit, but I don't think that we would have gotten to that manifesting and luck if we didn't put the hard work and figure out what we needed to manifest.
It's so true. And that goes back to Mel Robbins' podcast I was just listening to, that she defines confidence as the will to try. Like, you can't have confidence unless you're willing to try something.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes with that. Like, you have to have the hard work to get the luck.
Right.
Which I don't know. I love thinking about it that way. You have to set yourself up to be lucky, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, you can't just sit there and think,
like, expect it
I'm
to
going to
come
be lucky
for you.
Yeah. No, you have to put in the time and the work. And I think that goes back to what we were talking about a few weeks ago, which is like, what work do you want to do? You know, like none of it's going to be easy, but you have to want to do it. You know? Otherwise, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You have to want to do it.
You have to really want to do it, especially because there are things that you're not going to like along the way. So in order to get through that, you need to actually really be passionate about it.
Yeah, exactly. And then on that note too, another listener asked, was there anything that particular and that our parents did that might have encouraged us on our professional journeys? And I think to quickly kick you off to answer that, like our swimming background and like all of that hard work in life, I think trained me to like be a hard worker now.
Yeah, I know. And I said this on the podcast that we did with the Local Moms Network that launched.
Yes, today.
Yeah, or last week if you're listening to this.
Yeah, right. 2 weeks ago.
Mom and Dad always said that it was better for us to be busy because we had a schedule. You know, you learn working. If you're on a team, you learn how to work with people. You learn time management, all those things that you have learned about being on a team, whatever. But in addition to that, you learn, you know, if you have the opportunity to come up with an excuse if you are too busy and you don't want to get involved in like trouble or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes, you have to stay busy.
I don't know how to frame that in a way that was
exactly,
you know, relatable. But
like
in high school, I was busy. We woke up Saturday morning for swim practice, or morning swim practice. So it was easy for me to be like, I'm not going to go out Friday night. I'm going to stay home and get sleep.
Right.
You know? And
it's just good for kids. I think, to stay busy, even though we're all worried about them being over scheduled, but. I don't think they are. I don't.
No, I don't either.
Know. Then they're just home asking for an iPad.
Exactly. Like, and then you really learn how much hard work can pay off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and how you can be successful if you put the time into it.
Yeah. I really think that was a big part of our like work ethic to this day of that, having all that growing up.
Right.
And I think that Mom and Dad were so supportive. Like, they would go to every end to get us to whatever we wanted to do. Yeah. You know? And I think they still do that.
They still do that. And they do that for our kids too.
Yes. They will like show up to pick them up at a practice if we can't, or I don't know. They're very encouraging of like getting involved.
Yeah.
And
in a good way, not like over pressuring, but like making sure we were happy doing what we were doing. And then also being there to drive us there along the way.
Yeah.
Which also, like, going back to like what did Mom and Dad instill in us? We used to swim 20 to 30 minutes away. So we would have long car rides with our parents.
Morning practices.
In the morning. Yeah. But I feel like the best bonding time came in those car rides.
Yes. Agreed.
And I'm finding that now with my kids too. Like, they're facing forward. They're not looking at you. So it's easier for them to talk.
Right. It's so true. I hear the most in the car.
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
So like building that bond.
Time.
I think I wrote my college essay about Mom and like what she taught me in the car.
Yeah.
On the way to swim practice.
There was a lot of lessons there. A lot of lessons, including listening to lots of country music.
Yes. And dancing.
Learning all the dancing and learning all the words and laughing at the humor in country music because it's so good. Anyway, I think that like constant, encouraging, even to this day, our parents have done with us, like whenever we've had a challenging day or we felt like the company was going to fail or Mom and dad always said, we see how much you guys love this and how important it is to your lives. And we just think they were just always so encouraging of us to keep going no matter what.
I think they were really good at pointing out our strengths.
Yeah. Yes.
And like making sure we knew that to give us confidence, right? Like, saying like, I don't know, Mom, when we first started this business, like Lauren obviously has a fashion background and I didn't. I'm like, Mom, I don't know. Like, it's not my passion. And she's like, but your passion is working with your sister and like growing a business. And I was like, okay, I can look at it from like the business perspective.
Yeah.
I see that. You know? And, like,
it doesn't have
she
to be the
figures
fashion
out
thing.
the strengths and
Yeah.
I don't know. She gives us confidence in that way.
Encourages the strengths.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I think that's so important. I'm so glad we're talking about this because it's helpful for my kids too. I'm going to listen to this and take notes because I don't always follow my own advice. I think those are all such good points and so many things that our parents did. And I don't even know if Mom and Dad knew they were doing all that. Like,
no,
maybe they did. I don't know.
They probably did. Mom did.
She probably knew. But whatever.
Our mom was a teacher before being a mom, so I feel like she's got that teacher sense.
She understood high school kids very well and like how to, navigate those challenges. Okay, so I think that also goes to the next question, which is, what types of things do you feel are important to foster in your own children so they are curious and find their own passions?
I think one thing, my oldest, my 10-year-old, has been known to be a little bit picky with things and doesn't like to try things because he likes to know that he can do something before he tries it.
Oh, and he sounds like me. That's very
He is a lot like you.
Yeah. JJ. Okay, we can have a talk.
Right. So I've been trying to encourage them, and it could be anything from trying a new activity or to trying new foods. Like, just try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
And he's come a long way with that.
That's
like, he's
great.
doing the band now, which he's not very, he never really liked music that much, but just to have a little bit of that foundation, I think is good for him, and trying something different outside of sports.
He has a great voice, by the way. Remember we told you that? Graham and I were driving with him in Florida, and a Taylor Swift song came on, and Graham goes, he has the voice of an angel. He like hit every note. So I don't know. Maybe he's a little musical. Yeah, I don't know. But that's good that he's trying it now. Whether or not he does it, like he has good music. He has good tone in his head.
Yeah. I don't know, but I think it's important to try things like outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
and that will set you up for the future too. Like we just talked to Habitual Hostess, and Austin was going on about how trying something new in your 40s can be scary, but so worth it too to have that.
I know. Think of all they've done. Yeah. If they hadn't done that, now they have this amazing brand and following, and I know. Yeah.
Good. So I'm setting that up with the young kids.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to think of ways with our kids that we've done it. I think it just comes down to sports and like extracurricular activities and encouraging them to try. I think anything.
You and Graham do a really good job of giving them a lot of variety of things. Like,
hopefully,
we do. Our kids, both my husband and I, are very sporty, so we sign them up for like every sport possible. Yep. But you guys do a little bit of different things here and there. Like George is doing the guitar,
he is into the guitar. Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
And Ellen, her art and stuff. I don't know. I just feel like you have we're
trying to give them other things,
more broad sense. Of activities.
I would actually give credit to Graham for that, because I would have been all sports and everything, and he was like, well, also it's Elle. She loves art. So it's like, let's open that up for her and see what could happen there. And that, the guitar thing is great. George loves it. And it doesn't matter how long he does it, but he's getting into it.
Right.
So it's cute. And then he had a Christmas concert Sunday night, and he's 8. So it's like some things he can play really well, and I'm like blown away. And then you're like, this is great that you're learning to do this.
You're learning.
Yeah. Okay, so another question. I'm just looking down. I think that, it's funny that we have a family company and we work together, but I think that what's funny about our family, like internally, is that we're kind of like nerds at
Big
heart.
time.
I don't know, like really nerdy, and our sense of humor is really kind of
nerdy.
Yeah. And we're also, I would say, very like, I think we get inspired by things like the dad will say, or, you know, like mom has nice, like very good inspirational things.
Right.
And I think like when we think about what has made us into who we are, like what are some life things that we've lived by that we still live by, you know, that we can kind of look back on and say, we've kind of set that tone in our family and now in our future families that like has encouraged us to be, I don't know, good moral humans, hopefully.
Good moral nerds. I think, well, two come to mind, and one of which we always say change the paradigm. So, and I think that this comes into effect a lot, especially, you know, with social media and Instagram and everything. Like you can start to feel pretty down on yourself.
I know.
in some ways, and stressful and, you know, stressed out. And also with our company, like going through the roller coasters, like we came into some challenges, but how do we change that paradigm and think positively about it? Think about it as an opportunity instead of a weakness.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think mom and dad really showed us that there's so much opportunity in the world.
Yeah.
Don't dwell on the challenges.
Yes. Yep. I agree. I know. I totally agree. And I feel like that goes back to, you know, generations before us, like women couldn't have done this. And I think mom's always been just a big supporter of like women doing things.
Right.
You know?
I know.
Like,
I mean, her life growing up was very different than ours. Like we had so much more opportunity than she did.
So much. Yeah.
And it's, you know, just a couple generations. It's not that
I know.
far off.
Yeah.
in years,
and
really.
Hopefully future, you know, female generations and our children will have even more access, you know, as we raise them and all that. But I think like changing the paradigm, I think is a really good one. And it's not always followed perfectly, right? Like we try.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
It's a life lesson. I mean, it's a life thing that you have to just keep in mind. And
exactly.
You know, just like everything, you can fall sometimes, but you always get back up.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah. Write that down. Sounds like a good one. And I think that we've done that a lot in our company, like trying to turn negative things that like look at them positively. We talk about that a lot whenever we're like interviewed by people.
Yeah,
I think
we do, because I think it's really the only way to kind of keep you going.
Yeah.
I mean, you can really dwell on all the challenges, and I mean, I think one of the first ones that we've probably discussed already, but our fulfillment, like we would do our own fulfillment early on, and there was one day where we just sold out. We couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And we were so stressed out. But then we learned, like, okay, we have to outsource the fulfillment now.
Yeah.
Like little things along the way that you just take, and you don't dwell on it. You just say, okay, now we got to figure out this, how to make this a positive and move on from there. Yeah.
And then another story that we've told like a few times was during COVID, when our factory shut down in Brooklyn.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And not to like have a sad moment, but the man who ran the factory passed away from complications due to COVID. And it was devastating.
Oh
and I think we just thought we were
going to
closing
have to close up.
Yeah, like that was that. And I just remember Dad calling me at some point and saying, and maybe you were on the phone too, probably, you know, you guys still are running a business, like take the time to grieve and you know, let that go, you know, take its course, but like there's still a business to be run. And we had many employees and customers and orders and, you know, things that we couldn't just close up overnight.
Oh gosh.
And so we had to kind of pivot majorly and, you know, we did it.
We had to basically build the company from scratch again.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, we had the customer base, we had the, you know, social media following and emails, all that, but we had to completely find new factory.
Yeah.
And start from scratch.
Yeah.
And like
we just
build all the tech packs, and I don't know, I'm getting into technical
but
things.
We did. But yeah. I know. And now, you know, thinking now to 10 years next fall, in terms of like making a negative, you know, changing the paradigm, which we did then, I feel like at 10 years, we're kind of feeling a shift of some sort, like shifting to like this next, to hopefully 10 years of the business. And this year marks the kickoff to all of that. Yeah. Right. And like where we're headed, I think, as a brand.
Yeah. I agree.
And it's challenging. It's not it's an easy, there's like a answer up in the sky for us. Like we have to figure it out.
No. And also like if we make changes, like, are they going to work? Is it going to stick?
Yes, exactly.
We hope it does.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're, you know, and then within all that still sticking and remaining true to who we are and the brand, really.
Exactly, yeah.
And
our
like
North Stars.
our North Stars, yeah. And I think what we've learned throughout all of this too is that we love being a family-run company, and I keep going back to this word like niche.
Yeah.
I just like that word.
It's very niche.
It might be my word for 2025,
Yeah,
simplifying and niche. And now I'm going to say niche all the time.
Simplify the niche.
Yeah. Like I just, and it keeps going back to that, the same thing that we keep saying. And I sound like a broken record that like bigger is not better. And I love the concept of being like a niche family fleece company. Like,
Yeah.
There's just something appealing to that.
I agree. I mean, I feel like
Appealing in that.
in the past 9-10 years, we've been kind of going different iterations of what this company could be, what we want out of it, but we always come back to the same.
We always
thing.
come back. I know. To the
We
same
get like,
thing.
I don't know,
Yeah.
pulled in certain directions at times, but we always come back to being family run, niche.
Yep. Telling you. Now we're going to say it all the time. We're going to get sick of it. I know.
Good. But no, I'm excited for what's to come next year. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I know. And I think that it's just knowing like who we are and staying true to those roots is so great. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about too was, and it's all related to this, is because there's a lot of these questions were like, what did our parents do? So I'm thinking there's listeners and people that are our age or, younger or older that are having kids and high school kids or whatever. And it, I think what also was happening in our family was that Dad was such a good marketer. Like he worked in sports marketing our entire lives. And I almost feel like it kind of formed that culture in our family of like marketing. Like we just like, it wasn't finance. It wasn't fashion necessarily, even though Mom was always into fashion, which made, was a trickle down for me. But like, I feel like we were all just kind of marketers, like inherently. And seeing what Dad did growing up, that had a great influence on us when we were starting our brand, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you and Mom and Dad too are all very good storytellers. I love that about you guys.
Don't sell yourself short, but
I mean, I try. I'm the quiet one, but that's
I don't
fine.
know. Yeah, but then you'll have like a one-liner that cracks everybody up. So
I do the tagline.
Yeah, you have the tagline. You bring it all in, bring it all together.
All good. But yeah, no, I think you're right, and I think that's just kind of the way that we were raised, and hopefully we can continue that with
with our kids, and our kids too. But
I
think that
company as a kid.
Yeah, like I just think we talked about stories a lot in marketing and Dad's job, and I don't know. I think that definitely, I think it influenced us a lot.
Well, going to speak of taglines, Dad had one every morning before.
Oh
he left.
Yes, how have we not brought that up yet?
He would say, "It's another day out there. Go out there and do your best."
Yep.
And like he would say it's another day out there, and we would say go out there and do your best. Like it was a tag team.
It was a tag team line, dad, father, daughter moment. But you're right. He did say that. Right? Yeah. And so that definitely influenced that, like literally every day, day in and day out, I feel that way where I want to do my best at whatever I'm doing.
Yeah. And your best is what you can do. Like it doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't have to be perfect in what you do.
I do think though that like maybe that and also swimming has given us, maybe both of us, a little bit of an obsession of doing things like to an extreme, like especially when it comes to like with you started swimming again.
Oh yeah.
And when you called me the other day and you were like, I did this time and like this event, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, first of all, that's really good because we're now 40 and over, and like that's really good. But like that, our brains still think like that. Well, it's like, how do we get better?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I know. Well, we talked about this last episode too. Like, I don't really like to start things unless I like know I can really do it. I guess JJ gets that from me too, my son. But so swimming, I started swimming, and I'm like 2 years in, and I'm like doing well. I haven't gone. December's a little bit
busy, but it's a busy month.
It has like I've gone all in.
Yeah, you have gone all in, and I'm so impressed. I can't do it. I tried last summer, but it's really hard. Oh my God, it's hard. It's the hardest sport.
Well, you need to be with people to do it.
I know. I think I was doing it alone.
Yeah.
And it was just solo.
Right.
Yeah.
You need the adrenaline and the motivation.
Yeah. And someone to like tell you what to do. Like, this is hard. No, so I think that we get committed to something and then we're very committed typically. Yeah. And I hope my kids are like that.
I know.
I don't know. You just don't know, but
you never know.
We're trying our best. Just trying our best over here. But I think kids' sports are really what it's about. Yeah. And so back to what our parents did.
It's a whole new level now too. I mean, I feel
yeah.
I mean, we swam all year round because was the nature of the sport. But back then, like the lacrosse players played lacrosse in the spring, and the football players played football in the fall.
It was seasonal, right?
Yeah. And now it's like everything is all year round,
right?
Which
like
is
George is
crazy.
starting baseball in January. Dad was like, baseball in January? I was like, I don't know, but he has to go.
Right.
So it's a lot. Well, it's different.
I want to open a field house because those places must make so much money.
They're just rolling in the money.
I mean, think about all the needs now because all these sports are all year round.
Yeah, exactly.
They need a place to play.
Over the winter. Yeah, exactly. No, I think that, it's sports, it's being positive, changing the paradigm, like all negatives can be positives. I love those sayings. And now I want to like tell Graham to have a saying that he says.
I know.
The kids. I didn't think about that. That would be good. It's very cute. And then it sticks with you and it like sticks with you all day.
We got it for Dad's 70th birthday.
We did. We got it engraved in that plaque. That was really nice. Cute. But Graham does have a saying, I just realized. No whining, behave, and have fun.
There you go.
He says that to the kids all the time. So he does.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Good one.
Yeah, it is a good one. I don't know how often they listen to it, but we're working on the whining thing. It's a struggle, but it is I think that's a good one.
That is a good one.
All right. Well, I'm trying to think if there's any other questions. Should we talk about, so this will come out on December 30th. Our next drop is on January 7th. And I believe that this is actually dropping on that day. I'm going to check really quickly. I think I have it open right here. Yep. So we have this tricolor Cobble Hill. We have our new Hillview turtleneck, which has like a crossover neckline. We have a Fraser pullover, which has an embroidery down the sleeve.
Oh, that's fun.
It's really cute. Like our
pineapple.
Ribbon. And then we're restocking our boardwalk pullover in the scallop stripe, which sold out so quickly the last time we dropped it. So really excited about that. And then we have our Palm Bay pant, which is our little boot cut crop pant in navy coming out.
Yes.
We have a lot dropping on this day. The Manchester and the Place stripe.
Oh my gosh. It's a big day,
So
guys.
our best seller, 3/4 zip, but it's in white terry with
it's like blue.
It's terry. Yeah, with like a light blue Place stripe on it. Yeah, it's so cute. So the outfit that I would wear is that Manchester pullover with the navy Palm Bay.
Yeah, you had that on this morning, actually.
That's kind of what I was wearing. And I'm going to wear that to Florida in the plane. If I can borrow the samples, I don't know. I'm going to ask them. But anyway, that's January 7th. And then we basically have weekly drops starting up again. So
wait, I really like the Fraser in cream.
Yes, in cream. Yeah. So pretty for the spring.
There's like a cream ribbon that goes down. It has little tiny pineapple embroideries and like pastel colors.
Yes, it's so cute and fresh. That's what Jess just said, fresh. Everything feels very fresh. But we're really excited about 2025 and our 10-year and kind of setting the tone for the next 10 years, hopefully.
Simplify and niche.
Simplify and niche. So there's our marketing strategy for 2025. Don't tell anyone. This is a secret podcast. Don't share our secrets. And then I can't wait to keep going with our podcast too.
I know.
We'll record our next episode.
Going.
Yeah, we're going to keep going.
We're having so much fun.
It's really fun. And it gets us out of our daily routine, I think.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
I agree.
Kind of get out of our headspace thinking differently.
Yeah. Again, thanks for convincing me to do this. I think it's been so much fun.
I know. I agree. Okay. So don't forget to rate and review us. I always want to say that at the end. And we'll have lots more drops and everything else coming up in 2025 and more podcasts and more questions to send in. We've gotten such good questions. So please send in more questions.
And
we have
don't
more to answer.
forget to shop the end of season sale that Lauren mentioned at the beginning.
Yes.
That's going on while this drops.
Yep. That'll be going on.
Lots of goodies at discounted prices.
We'll be selling. Yeah. I think get in on that stuff if there's a style or something you want, because we won't really be restocking like our black turtlenecks and all that until the fall. So pick them up now for the end of winter.
Good point.
All right.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Happy New
guys.
Year.
Happy New Year. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Happy 2025. Okay. All righty.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.